Ever since we said we were doing this interview, I have to say that little soundbite has been going around my head. I've been walking around all morning. I can. Do you remember writing it?
Yeah, I really do. Because my husband Ian, and he came up with the chorus, and he just said to me, I can't think of anything. I can't think of any words. So, what do you think? And we came up with being around the world, and we couldn't think of anything else for that line. And I just kept singing, like sort of trying to think of something. I kept going, and I. And then we all started laughing because it was so ridiculous. And then after a while, we just said, it's actually quite good. So yeah, it did the trick, I think. Yeah.
And then I can't find there wasn't any discussion of what you were looking for.
No. No, well, I had him all along anyway.
You had him all along. This is the great irony, of course, is that
it's a great work of fiction.
That Ian Devaney, is it?
Yeah.
Who was a school friend, and then he was in Blue
Zone
with you in the 80s, and then he was your co-writer and producer through your solo career.
So you've been through a
And
lot
eventually,
together.
After you noticed, how long did it take you to lock eyes and suddenly go, we belong together?
Well, he was living with someone. I was married, and I think it's really funny because because there was always this sort of sexual tension there between us, and when we both got prospective partners, we sort of just let our guard drop, and we really did become a lot closer, and we talked about our own relationships, and just ended up completely falling head over heels for each other. So that was 25 years ago. Ian actually was the person who made me realise that I could write songs. It was funny actually, because I went to a club one night and I met this guy, and and you take a few drinks on board and everyone looks a lot more attractive and is a lot more interesting. And so we agreed to meet, and he turned out, and I'm really sorry to him to say this, but he was one of the most boring people that I've ever met in my life. He's showing me his holiday pictures. It's so vile when people do that. And then all of a sudden I see Ian walking in with Andy, who I didn't know at the time. I didn't really know Andy Morris then. And I just looked over, and I'd not seen Ian for like maybe 5 years or something. And I just went, help me. It's like he goes to the bar and then he comes over and he goes, oh, it's really nice to see you again and all this. And so that night we all got talking, and I think the guy left and we didn't even realise that he'd gone. And Ian just said to me, what are you doing? And I said, oh, I've just done a presenting job, but I really want to get into music again. And he said, well, have you never thought of writing songs? And it's like, I said, I can't write songs. I've never written a song in my life. And then I went home and I thought, yeah, I can write songs. Why don't I try? Well, I can at least try and see what happens. Yeah, and I wrote a little song, and I saw Ian on the Friday. I said, oh, I've written a song, and I sang him this song. And he said, oh my God, that's really, really good. It's really good. And I thought he was taking the mickey out of me. And I just stormed off. I thought he was a bit like taking the piss. And then later on, like on the Saturday, the day after, he phoned me up and he said, I was really serious about that song. And he said, give me a day and then come round and I'll do some music. And he could remember the song. And he did like loads and loads of music on this little like Marantz sound system mixing desk thing that he had, and he'd like sort of bounced all the tracks over, and it's just sounded. I'd never heard anything like it, and it was incredible. It was absolutely incredible, and that's when basically we decided to make music.
Added to